Top 10 African countries with the curviest women. If you are new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. In no particular order, here are the top 10 African countries with the curviest women. Number 10. Angola. The women of Angola are known for their beauty, as they are considered one of the most beautiful women in Africa. Another thing that sets this Southern African country apart is the fact that they have some of the curviest women in Africa. This has been attributed to their diet and genetics. Although almost no research existed on the role of women in the Angolan society in the late 1980s, there were a few generalities that could be drawn. Most of the population is engaged in agricultural activities, with women performing much of the agricultural labor. Because of their major role in food production, most of them love to eat fruits of their labor, as well leading to their curvy build-up. Genetically, most African women are curvy in nature, and the Angolan woman is proof of this. Number 9. Cameroon. When it comes to curvy women in Africa, Cameroon has to defiantly be on the list. Cameroonian women are not only pretty, they are extremely curvy. Cameroonian women used to be very domestic, as their primary role was to nurture their families. Today they are beginning to rise to the occasion and are proving their worth. There are several Cameroonian female artists who are very beautiful and sexy, such as Blanche Bailey and Coco Argentée. Number 8. Ivory Coast. Women in Ivory Coast form less than half of the country's population, and their roles and opportunities have changed since the time of French colonization. The main issue of gender equality in Ivory Coast is the education. Women are not often sent to school as the male, but that is changing in recent years. Women are now taking up roles in politics, business, education, and many other aspects, which has lessened the focus on their bodies. But no matter what, the Ivorian woman will always be known for her curvy, sexy, and beautiful body. Number 7. Liberia. The women in Liberia are not only a pinnacle of beauty and curvy bodies, but also a reference of intelligence and strong will. In 2003, during the Second Liberian Civil War, women of Liberian Mass Action for Peace forced a meeting with President Charles Taylor and extracted a promise from him to attend peace talks in Ghana to negotiate with the rebels. This has made the women in Liberia not only to be known for their beauty, but also for their courage, braveness, and being peacemakers. Number 6. Uganda. Uganda most definitely has some of the curviest women in Africa, which has even caused the government to exploit into the beautiful curves of its women. In Kampala, the Ministry of Tourism has added curvy and sexy Ugandan women to the list of tourism products to attract tourists. Unveiling the initiative in Kampala, the State Minister of Tourism, Mr. Godfrey Kiwanda, said a beauty pageant dubbed Miss Curvy Uganda has been launched to select sexy, curvaceous women, and the finalists will be selected. We have naturally endowed nice-looking women that are amazing to look at. Why don't we use these people as a strategy to promote our tourism industry? Mr. Kiwanda wondered. Number 5. Ghana. The Ghanaian woman is very recognizable around the world because of their beauty, entrepreneurship, and curvy body. The status of women in Ghana and their roles in the Ghanaian society has changed over the past few decades. There has been a slow increase in the political participation of Ghanaian women throughout history. Women are given equal rights under the Constitution of Ghana, yet disparities in education, employment, and health for women remains prevalent. Most of them are known for having curvy and voluptuous bodies with tiny waistlines. Women in pre-modern Ghanaian society were seen as bearers of children, farmers, and retailers of products. Their involvement in every sector is testament to the fact that they are not only beautiful, but also tenacious. Number 4. South Africa. There is a saying amongst African women that if your man visits South Africa and comes back to you, then that one is yours. This is because South African women are very beautiful and curvy. In general, all racial and ethnic groups in South Africa have long-standing beliefs concerning gender roles, and most are based on the premise that women in South Africa are less important or less deserving of power than men. 20th century economic and political developments presented South African women with both new obstacles and new opportunities to wield influence. The South African women in the face of apartheid were brave and took courage to fight it, which till this day reminds us all of not only their beauty and curvy bodies, but also of their bravery and courage. Number 3. Tanzania. Women and men in Tanzania have equality before the law since the government signed the Convention of the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women in 1985. Schoolgirls are reinstated back to school after delivery should they get pregnant during school. Tanzanian women and girls remain among the most marginalized and underutilized citizens in sub-Saharan Africa. So, enabling gender equality and empowering women are critical to advancing progress and growth in Tanzania. Tanzanian women and girls must have greater access to and control over resources, opportunities, and decision-making power in order to sustainably reduce extreme poverty, build healthy communities, and promote inclusive growth, and also increase women's equality and youth inclusion, and also ensuring that Tanzanian women and youth are healthier and more productive. Aside from beauty, Tanzanian women are very strong and very brave. Number 2. Nigeria. If you ask anyone from around the world to name the most beautiful and curvy women they know, it is very likely that the names mentioned will be mostly from Nigeria. The women in Nigeria are no longer only seen as beautiful and curvy like in the past, as the role of the Nigerian woman has evolved. Women's social role in Nigeria differs according to religious and geographic factors. Additionally, women's roles are in accordance with ethnic differences and religious background, with women in northern Nigeria being more likely to be secluded in the home than women in southern Nigeria, who participate more in public life. Nigerian women are very beautiful and are always seen in the Nollywood, the home videos of the Nigerian movie industry, displaying their beauty and extraordinary gifts from God. Nigerian women are not known for their beauty alone, but also known for their bravery, smartness, fashion, and creativity. Number 1. Kenya. The Kenyan woman is considered one of the most beautiful women in the world, as their women dominate the fashion and the movie industry in Hollywood. The history of the evolution of the traits in women in Kenya can be divided into women within Swahili culture, women in British Kenya, and Kenyan women post-independence. The condition and status of the female population in Kenya has faced many changes over the past century. Before and after British colonization, women in Kenya played important roles in the community, from raising children and maintaining the family to working on farms and in marketplaces. Women in Kenya still face many problems such as child marriages and arranged marriages, female genital mutilation, and the AIDS epidemic, as well as lack of education. Although Kenya still has a long way to go in hearing the plight of women, it still has the most beautiful women in Africa. Those were the top 10 African countries with the most curvy women. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of your top 10 topics, leave a suggestion in the comment section and we will do well to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy the video, do well to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share with your friends.